Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana is. Some few days ago, an education task force set up by William Ruto recommended university fee increment from 16,000 to 52,000 per annum, an increment of over 300%. That was some few days ago. Earlier today, University Fund Council also proposed that HELB loans should not be automatic to all students qualifying for university. Listen to this before we proceed.
All right, switching gears here, and thousands of students who sat for the KCSE exams and attained the university intake cutoff grade of C+, face an uncertain future following recommendations by the university's fund over financing of their higher education.
The fund has recommended that government funding cease being mandatory, but should now be dependent on merit, level of need, national priorities, and affirmative action. If approved, then even a section of students who scored the highest grade will no longer be guaranteed state funding, in a radical shift for access to higher education funding in Kenya.
All these bodies proposing fee increment and also proposing that HELB loans will not be automatic to all students qualifying for university. All these bodies have the blessings of William Samoei Ruto. They are just reporting what William Ruto wants them, or rather what William Ruto wants to hear. And it's highly possible that they were given that mandate to make such proposals. So in one way or the other, you are seeing clearly William Ruto's government's intention to increase university school fee and to do away with the HELB loans. And I'm seeing a very high possibility where these HELB loans will actually be available to who is who in the society. Who do you know? And let's listen to William Ruto's team when they were campaigning, especially their remarks on education. Listen to that.
Kazi yetu ya kwanza ni kupunguza bei ya unga, bei ya mafuta ya chakula, na bei ya petroli, na bei ya mafuta ya taa. Ya pili, Mzee Mwai Kibaki alituachia masomo bila malipo. Hiyo maneno megeuka, hakuna masomo bila malipo. Tunataka tukiingia Januari hii watoto kienda shule wasome bila malipo. Kazi ya mzazi ni
Rigathi Gachagua there is really talking with a very loud voice that education will be free. The truth of the matter, starting from primary to university, fee has gone up. And they were talking of free education. So it's a little bit interesting. Instead of making it free, you are adding more. That's the government Kenyans are dealing with here in the name of Kenya Kwanza government. And even before we dig deep into this analysis, these leaders joining William Ruto, the likes of Jalango, these ones, why are they joining a government that is clearly oppressing the people? A government that is clearly not fulfilling its mandate. In fact, I strongly believe that a smart leader, a leader with a real political ambition, should not even think of any possibility of working with a government like this one of Ruto. And I'm saying that because it's a fact. This is a government that has just been in power for less than 7 months. And in these 7 months, Ruto's government has shown Kenyans wonders. Immediately Ruto took over, and some Kenyans thought that it was just a joke. The first thing William Ruto did was to remove subsidies on some basic commodities. Those subsidies were cushioning the hustlers from the harsh economic realities in Kenya. Ruto did away with that. And to make matters worse, William Ruto also did away with kazi kwa vijana. So you remove the subsidies and also you remove the economic activity, or rather ile kazi how mahasla walikuwa nafanya. How do you expect these people to survive? And also to make it even worse, you increase the size of your government. You appoint your friends and very close allies. Some people clearly do not, they don't even qualify for such appointments. And then we are seeing a government only picking or appointing people from two communities, from the mountain and from the Kalenjin nation. You are seeing a government that is only composed of two communities. At the same time, taxes have been increased to a point the government also has an intention of spying on M-Pesa transactions. Yes, look at all this. In my honest opinion, without taking sides, Ruto's government is failing flat. This is a government clearly failing. And the resentments and rebellion against Ruto's government is only but going to increase. And this is something I always repeat here. Because even to start with this issue of education, it's a fact that William Ruto is setting new history. William Ruto is going to render very many bright students won't be able to pursue higher education. Most of them will be dropping. And the reason is simple. Fee itself has been increased 3 times. On top of the fee increment, the HELB loan is also being removed. How do you expect a child from a poor family to actually manage that higher education? It's very clear education will only be left to rich students and wealthy parents. Wealthy parents will be able maybe to take their children to school or for higher education, but poor parents will not be able to educate their children. That's also something coming out very clearly. And it might be a strategy by William Ruto to make sure that very many Kenyans actually remain as poor as they are, because it's only education that can actually open doors for somebody. Without education, if you are from a poor family, chances are very high that you will remain poor for the rest of your life. It's only education that was giving these poor children that opportunity to also compete with others. But with this, very, very many bright students will not afford higher education. And all these things I've always maintained. I always say here, Ruto will be a one-term president. Some people are still maybe not believing me. Ruto will be a one-term president. By 2027, if William Ruto will be lucky to reach that 2027, he will be very, very unpopular to appoint any person who will be associating with William Ruto will be seen as a betrayer, a msaliti. Ruto is actually shooting himself on the foot. Let me stop with there, ladies and gentlemen. But even before I stop, if you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you, God bless Kenya. Any other person who wants to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. All those are maneuvers by William Ruto in making sure children from poor family do not access university education. So in a nutshell, Ruto is deliberately punishing poor Kenyans. Education will only be left for the rich. Students from rich families are the ones who will actually qualify, or rather who will be able to pursue higher education. And even these HELB loans, in my honest opinion, it will also be another wonderful avenue for bribery. Corrupt government officials will use this as a loophole to enrich themselves. It will be, who do you know? Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen.